everyone. Welcome to Beneath the Hollow Moon. I am Kerrilynn Shellhorn. I'm here with my partner in high-strangeness, Lorilei Potvin. And you are listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. If you are interested in finding out more about the shows that UPRN has to offer, more about the hosts and the shows, you can head to uprntalkradio.com. There's thousands of archives, years and years of shows. We are getting potentially a chat room, a merch store, all kinds of stuff to check out. Today, we are heading down the trail of seances. We're going to be talking about seances.
Mm-hmm. And we have to give a shout out because you guys, we ask you for this. And Contessa, I see people haven't quite filed in yet, so we'll wait a few minutes there. I know they will. But Contessa Martins actually sent a message and said, I'm wondering if you guys, if you could, please, we'd love to hear more about this topic. And so I told Contessa when she sent it, I said, you may see it tonight or you may see it sometime in the next couple of weeks. So we both thought it was a great topic. So thank you. So please, guys, if you've got stories, send them to kerrilynnsporch at gmail.com. It's streaming across the bottom. And it doesn't have to do with the show topic, but you got ideas you want us to talk about, please let us know, right?
Yeah, we love it. We love the input, the comments, show suggestions, paranormal strangeness, high strangeness, unexplained stories, anything that you would like for us to even share. If you have a story that you want us to share, we would love that as well too. I know that things have gone a little off kilter and we kind of stepped away from the stories a little bit and have been reading the stories tonight. I'm not even sure if we have one, but
I forgot till I just brought it up. I forgot to look.
It's okay. The conversations get going so good, but we're slowly getting back on track with everything again. So we just appreciate all the input and conversations, and the folks that are in the live chat help make the show what it is. We just appreciate all of the time, energy, and sharing that time, space, and energy with everybody.
Yes, and I see Contessa, you popped in here, so we just said a thank you if you weren't here yet, because we're talking about it. We're talking about seances tonight. That was a suggestion, and we both thought, what a great topic, right?
Oh, it's one of my favorite topics to talk about. I could talk about seances every day.
And Kerrilynn is well-versed, so we are in good hands because you hold seances in your place of where you live and many different other places I know you have. And I know things about it, but I don't do them. So I'm going to be learning from Kerrilynn as well tonight. So we're going to.
It's a conversation, and I'm happy to share and answer questions that people may have. And
like, I'm comfortable talking about them and what have you, but like I say, what better to listen to somebody who's such an incredible medium as Kerrilynn is, and you actually have these type of events. So I think it's going to be lots of fun. So shall we say hi to everybody? They're all popping in now.
Let's do that.
Okay. Oh, Mort was first tonight.
Hi, Mort.
Hi, Mort.
Kathy Little, hello. Thank you so much for being here.
I was so excited. I called Kathy out on Monday night because we don't always get to see your pictures. And Kathy had the most beautiful picture on Facebook of herself. I said, now I know I get to see what your face looks like. It's awesome.
So, and I never really understand. Hi, Julie Dow. Thank you so much for being here. Because the comments are kind of funneled in from different platforms and destinations, I never really understand where they're coming in from. Oh, I guess it shows right on there.
It does. And then Instagram, sometimes we get lots, sometimes
I see now. Takes me a while. I'm slow to the draw. Hello, Heidi Gold. Thank you so much for sharing our show's information and being such a great support system for our UPN hosts and network. We really do appreciate you.
And that, sorry, give me a second. Hang on, I'll mute myself and highlight because my dog, are you going to be quiet? Sorry, we got a delivery coming and I knew she was just going to little woof woof. Anyways, no, and what you do, obviously she's got to be quiet. But she goes to a lot of work with that. Like she makes up a document with all the shows.
That looks great.
Yeah, it's
Looks
fantastic.
great. Tessa Martins, hello. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing the link with both Lorilei and I about the seances. And yeah, it inspired tonight's show. So we appreciate that. And Kimberly Berner, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Naomi Gerhardt, Rhode Island. Also saw that you shared us out. Thank you so very much. We appreciate that support.
And Contessa just put in the comments, yay!
Michelle Wilfong, my haunted apartment. You go ahead.
We're not on TikTok because, of course, they spanked us last week because we lasted the whole show. And I guarantee, when they're going to allow me to go stream live on there again, as soon as we finish, they penalize me because I won't use. It's not that I don't want to use their software; it just doesn't play nice with StreamYard.
Well, and maybe they've discovered that we look older than 13.
Maybe they finally have. Yes. We couldn't really be mad at it. Getting the one time we got hit in October because we weren't of legal age to be on TikTok, which is 13.
What the heck is that even all about? Hello, Mish. Good day, good day.
I appealed it and they still denied me. Like I had to send legal documentation to show my age. They still denied it.
Ridiculousness.
Hi, Mish.
Ridiculousness.
Let's see. I'm scrolling. Hang on. I don't know. It just duplicated the comments. Some of them. That was strange. Wow. Anyways.
Patsy Foister, hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Everybody's saying hi to one another, and Heidi's saying appreciate all of you.
Hello, Carrie. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for being here. A lot of you popped in last night. I was a guest on Sonia Roy's podcast, and I appreciate you guys all popping in. That was nice to have you all there, so thank you. Let's see. We're going down. Everybody's saying hi to one another. I think we hit everybody, so just let me highlight quick and off. There you go. So where do you want to start? Now you got your babies. Everybody's saying hello.
Yeah. Yes, Bruce is saying hello, folks, and Nora will be right behind him.
Yeah, well, I thought Emmy she's a little out of sorts because her world's been out of sorts. So I was telling Kerrilynn she's going to be going into a training program in the next week to get her back on track. We got a few other people here.
Fiona Clark. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you're looking forward to tonight's show.
And
Caitlin Berger, hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. So where do
you guys?
Yes. Oh, and Julie Jane Bassett's here now too. Hi, Julie.
Do you want to do a shout out?
Sure. I was just going to say, you guys, Julie is an incredible pet medium, animal people medium, all kinds of animals. She teaches animal communication. She's helped both of us with some of our own pets and highly recommend her. So if you need some help with your pets, please look her up on juliejeanbassett.com. She's also got an animal communication course coming up, I think in February. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Julie. And she's also a really phenomenal shamanic practitioner. So you can get a hold of her for that on whitetailshamanichealing.com. And she's always taking courses. The last time she was on my show, she blew my mind with some of the people she's been working with and taking courses with. So can't go wrong.
Hello, CP Stretch Iyer. Hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes. So where shall we start tonight then?
Well, how many people in the chat have attended a seance or has been interested, read about it? What has been your exposure? I'd like to know that. Like, what has been your exposure about, read about them? I mean, Penny Dreadful. Did you watch Penny Dreadful?
You know what? That's going to be one thing I will put on my list. I keep saying that because you always tell me about the best shows. And so do you guys in the chat. And I haven't, and I wish I would, because you told me it's such a good series. Isn't it? It's a series.
Contessa, I know that Contessa and I have chatted about this.
Okay, so Julie says Animal Communication Workshop, February 21st and 22nd. Highly recommend it, guys. I've taken it before. So with our comments, Caitlin says, if you want to read that, and I'll just
Oh, Caitlin. So on social media, I do this thing called the 12 Days of Giving in December, the first 12 days, and give away tickets to events and all that kind of stuff. So Caitlin actually won a spot for her and a friend to come to the house for a seance. So she is just sharing. I had won 12 days of giving with you last year, and that was my first encounter.
Oh, that's so cool. So Naomi.
So I hope it was a positive one.
I'm sure it was. So Naomi Gerhardt saying interested in it, seen them. I've never actually attended a live seance. I know what they are. I've watched lots of videos on them. We've talked about your events, but I have not myself physically attended one either. So, but I've heard many of the things that happen in them with you, and wow, oh wow, let me tell you. Patsy Foister says, never been to a seance, have tried to contact on my own, no success. Okay. Fiona Clark says, they really scare me for some reason. She said, I've never been to one.
Well, Fiona, I know that I hope it's okay to share. So you have watched me work live, and so it's really just kind of like a bigger extension of that, right? So you've watched me and we have connected, and it's just an extension of that.
That's right.
And I'm always curious as to why people are, and it's no judging, no shaming. It's just I'm curious if it's religion or cultural belief systems, if it's media, where the fear stems from, an experience as a kid, playing with things, maybe, and having an experience and not understanding what it was. Heidi Gold is sharing, not I'm really intrigued with the Victorian era and spiritualism. Me too. I could talk about it all day. Love it. Mish is sharing, made up our own as a young teenager. Then when was 20 after two friends were gone in an accident. Oh, I'm very sorry. I hope it was, I hope you were able to make contact in a positive way.
So we've got Kerrilynn Lorilei, who's got ethereal encounters here on UPRN, and her shows before ours. So thanks for popping in, Kerrilynn. I've seen your messages. I've got a ton of messages, what I've been so grateful for. I just haven't been able to get back to anybody yet. So, but thanks for popping in.
Tessa is sharing, my first seance was at Kerrilynn's at my place last summer. It was amazing. It was awesome. Mish is saying, after the 20-year-old one, I ended up calling a priest and he told me off. Oh, well.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. I hope you told him you would pray for him.
Yes. And Mish says, lucky you, Contessa. Yes. How lucky was that to go and have one with Kerrilynn? They're talking about cats, saying cats don't like change in the chat. Yeah, no, they don't. Hi, Kirby's 100.
Hi, Kirby's 100. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight.
So that's what Carrie's experience.
Carrie is sharing, I did attend one at a birthday party as a kid. That always boggles my mind because I had no exposure to any of that as a kid. Like, I was country bumpkin, didn't have exposure to a lot of stuff. And seances was not on, a little bit maybe through books, but, it just never happened in real time.
I think we attended them as, if I think about it, as little girls, like with a sleepover, but we had no clue. And I know I was exposed to a Ouija board when I was about 8. We went to a parents' friend's kid's house and they had one. She had older siblings, and my brother and I were just mesmerized by what was happening. We couldn't stop talking about it for about a week. And I remember my mother was none too happy that we had that experience.
Oh, sorry, I didn't finish reading that. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me pull it up again. Here, hang on. Could I get back there?
I went sideways. Sorry, Carrie.
Sorry, Carrie. I'm getting there. Hang on. We had a lot of comments here. Okay, there. I found it. Sorry.
I did attend one at a birthday party as a kid. The pictures on her wall all turned a weird angle. I hated it. I did not like doing that kind of stuff. That's unfortunate. You know what? My sister said that she did one at our grandparents' house with our cousin, using a Ouija board, and I didn't even know that there was one at our grandma's house, or that she had even done that. She was on the show. She was on Spirit Switchboard, and she shared that little tidbit. I had no idea. She said there was a huge knock on the wall, and I'm like, that's fabulous. That's what you want. Why do you get scared? You're asking them to do that. Knock on a wall is great. It's too bad there was no camera. Get it on film, folks. At least 2. Fiona Clark, I just am scared that a door opens and you don't know how to close it. And fair. That's very fair. And understanding, that if you are going to do those sorts of things, there are some do's and don'ts, and maybe having people with you that do know how to open and close properly.
Strongly recommend that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Contessa sharing, I've always loved everything about seances. Me too, as an adult.
And Caroline is saying, thank you. Love you both. We love you too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ditto.
Okay, where are we going? Oh, Carrie's telling us she was a country bumpkin too. That this was on a farm.
We had a hobby farm.
Hi, Jackie.
Jackie Collins, hello. Thank you for being here.
So Heidi Gall saying, we did as kids, but kind of like doing Bloody Mary.
Oh.
And then Fiona saying, I'm terrified of Ouija boards. In a way, and maybe one day we'll do that, but you know what? And again, I know there's a lot of legend and lore and scary stories, but a lot of the things that we do in this world, it's just working with the tools. Kerrilynn pulled out some cool ones before we went live, you're going to see. And it's about communication, right? And I look at it as a tool. Because a pendulum you could consider evil. I use it for crystal Reiki and don't consider it evil. But, you're opening that door, and it's a good thing to have someone to show you what to do, how to set your intention, how to open it, and how to close the session, right?
Well, and everything is a tool.
Yes.
It's all.
Agreed. Hi, Cindy Baghorn. Good evening, Kerrilynn and Lorilei, she says.
Hello, Cindy. I'm sorry,
I know you are. Does Cindy have surrendered?
It's becoming quantum, right?
What's that?
I'm sorry, Cindy. I promise I'm going to write it down. I'm going to staple it to my forehead. Pardon?
I think I have it wrong. You go ahead. Sorry. It's the name of her. I was thinking something else.
Yeah, we're trying. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I had to do that with Julie Jean Bassett's new website. I literally had to write it down because I would be doing the same thing. I'm so sorry. I can't remember what it is.
So folks, I know that, just stick it in the chat, Cindy. And I really hope everybody heads over to, because she talks about the Schumann resonance and becoming universally aligned. Good Lord, love me. I'm halfway there. Bart's is becoming quantum conscious. Good Lord, love me.
Yeah.
I almost said Christ on a cracker. That would be bad, right?
I like that one. So Misha's saying I would love to attend a real one, maybe one day. Actually, hope it's not when I'm on the other side.
So knock loud, though, if it's you. Let's make a secret code, Mish. Get a code going. It's got to be snack related. Then we'll know for sure.
Oh, are you going to send something with Tim Tams? Maybe. I love Tim Tams. I never knew they existed. Yeah. And I think we had that conversation. He was either on this show or a Monday night show, but don't send, what is it? Vegemite though. Kathy says she's having connection issues, have to pop out. If you're still there, sometimes closing the page and coming back in might work for you, Kathy. I don't know, maybe if you're having bad weather or anything though either. So okay, so that's what you were saying about Cindy.
Becoming universally aligned. I appreciate you.
Yeah. And Bart, well, he's another one of our hosts on our network. Yes, quantum, conscious, sorry.
Carrie's saying, I agree. It's how you use the tools and intentions to speak to spirits. It's a great
Yeah.
responsibility needed.
Yeah. And Contessa saying we use witchiness all our lives, from blowing out candles, agreed 100%, on a birthday cake to throwing salt over your left shoulder. And actually, a lot of that stuff is based in paganism, right? Like way back in the day. So yeah, we do. If you start looking at, maybe we'll do a show one time about it, the amount of things that we all do and take for granted in regular everyday life. When you look into where a saying has come from, or something like these, or don't step on a crack, or I used to remember that as a little kid, or you'll break your mom's back, or superstitions. And you look back into the history of it all, it's quite surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mish says it's going to be coffee.
Oh, that's
My coffee.
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Yes. So nice to hear. And Heidi says she loves Bart's and Cindy's shows. But you know what? It's nice to hear. I'm glad you asked that question. So we kind of have an idea, right? We've got sort of a bit of a spectrum about seances.
Yeah. And one of the things that we did look up was seances in movies, or movies that had a theme using seances. And I mean, it's part of how I believe fear became part of the conversation, and such a big factor in so many people projecting that fear from watching movies. And shows around seances and those sorts of things.
But we got into, okay, so I'm going to go back to, because Kerrilynn had done some research and I did some later this afternoon. But one of the things you wrote down, you said, did you know seance actually means sitting in French? And I thought, I don't think that's the word. And because I speak French, right? So I started going through it. But you are correct. But what the sitting means is like in a group, like all convening together, sitting.
Yeah.
Perfect word to describe what goes on in a seance, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll open this up.
I always just remember assieds-toi means sit down, right? So I'm going, okay, how do we get seance? And then I realize, yes, it is a sitting, but a sitting of people together. Mm-hmm. So Cindy is saying, I still want to attend a seance one day. And me too, Cindy, absolutely want to as well. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I like the idea of and how I've run the seances, and honoring the past and where it started, and how it started, and hopefully giving people a bit of education about that part of it, and using those tools, and then also bringing it forward and how we're communicating with spirit using modern day paranormal equipment and communication tools and devices.
I agree.
I think that it's important. Did you want to, we could talk about the history?
Sure.
Of
Give me a minute. I will go to my history page. But you know what? Just quickly to add in there, last night when I was on Sonia's show, and I was glad the person shared that. We were talking about a little bit about tarot, or some people call it tarot, either potato, or oracle cards. And somebody had said how terrified they were of these type of cards. Now, I knew who they were, and they've had some negative paranormal experiences in the past. It had to do with a dream catcher. But you know, and what we talked about, and I think it's anything to do with this world when we're connecting to the other side, it's all about exactly what you were saying, Kerrilynn, intention, you know, knowing how to open and close, and they're all just tools, communication tools. So I'm going to get into, like I said, the history. So Victorian seances were a fascinating and wildly popular phenomenon during the Victorian era, roughly 1837 to 1901, under Queen Victoria's reign, tied closely to the rise of spiritualism. The belief that the living could communicate with the spirits of the dead, typically through a medium, often a woman who claimed special abilities. And you know what, guys, with a lot of the research that we did, it came up a lot, I found, talking about how important this was, especially during that period, for women to have a voice. Like, it was very empowering for women to be able to do these type of things and celebrate. I actually found out, didn't even know this, in Canada, there's a huge like 100 years worth of seances and pictures and evidence and all kinds of stuff in the province next to us in Manitoba. And I thought, wow, that's pretty interesting. I didn't even know that. So it says the modern form of the seances as a group session to contact spirits exploded in popularity in the mid 19th century, but the idea of communicating with the dead goes back much further. Ancient practices included Greek necromantion, so try and say that one really fast 5 times. And then it says in brackets, underground temples for consulting the dead. Chinese, I hope I say this right, Fuji. And then it says in brackets, spirit writing, and various shamanic or mystical traditions worldwide. In medieval and early modern Europe, summoning spirits was often linked to witchcraft, alchemy, or forbidden magic, and was condemned as heresy by the church. Earlier sessions, and it says in quotations, sessions, or dialogues with the dead appeared in literature, for example, 18th century fictional works, but structured group based seances as entertainment and spiritual practices didn't fully emerge until the 19th century. There's just a little bit more. Do you want me to share the rest, or did you want to add anything?
No, you can finish sharing, and then I'm going to bring up Mish's question.
Okay. The key spark for the Victorian era craze came in 1848 in Hydesville, New York, with the Fox sisters, Mary Kate and later Leah, or sorry, Margaret Kate and later Leah. The two younger sisters claimed to communicate with the spirit of a murdered man in their home through mysterious rappings or knocks, and in brackets, a code system like one rap for yes, two for no. The story spread rapidly through newspapers, launching modern spiritualism. It crossed the Atlantic to Britain in the early 1850s, arriving with American mediums like Mrs. Hayden, and became a sensation by the 1860s to the 1870s. Just one more little paragraph here. Seances involve from simple table rapping or table tipping. You guys got to see when Kerrilynn does table tipping. It's really cool, I've heard. Where tables supposedly moved or knocked via spirits, to more elaborate parlor events involving spirit trumpets, and Kerrilynn has one with her, cones to amplify voices, automatic writing, levitations, materialism such as spirits appearing physically, and other phenomena.
Like ectoplasm.
Yeah, didn't even get to that part, but we got pictures. We got a little bit of everything.
And with the Fox sisters, when we're talking about the history of seances in that time, during that time period, so that they have the Fox sisters, what's the word? Recanted. They recanted that it was truthful. Eventually they recanted, but one of them was invited to the White House and was at the White House in the United States. And then after the recanting, went back and said, no, it was true. Like there was just a lot of back and forth. And when you think about that time period, there was high child mortality rates. There were these wars where so many people died. They left to fight these wars and never came home. So all of these grieving families, women and children, and they're needing hope and wanting connection. So that time period was ripe for that phenomena and that experience to take off. And it's sad that it was
taken advantage of
stuff, right? The art of misdirection and all of that, and how it but at the same time, I'm like, kudos to them because it was usually lower class to middle class women and a few men that were earning an income doing these. And it went from the parlor in their home, after dinner, to theater and touring, which is what the Fox sisters did, right?
And empowering women at that time when women really didn't have a voice. The other thing I was thinking as you were speaking, we got to think too, back to that age, there wasn't a lot for entertainment, right? It's not like we had TV, we didn't have a computer, didn't have the phone. And so it brought people together, never mind, like I say, empowering women. But also
it was considered entertainment because they would have dinner and drinks and all that kind of stuff. And it would be after that. in the parlor.
So Mish had a good question. You started. Do you want me to highlight it, or you? Oh, you just did. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it highlighted. Mish was asking, can you do an online seance, like example on Zoom? So I've done, I have the online porch group called Kerrilynn's Morning Porch, and I've done live seances on there for years. And my daughter, when she was living at home, she would help me. I had people from the porch group come to my house and we did it live with the porch group. I've done the scrying live by myself with the mirror in the group. So we've done it. It doesn't necessarily, what's interesting is it becomes interactive. Like there is a video somewhere where we were using the spirit board, and the fellow who was coming through was for somebody who was watching in the chat. It was their dad. And then people were going crazy because they had their earbuds in and could hear him saying hello. So when we went back, we had this EVP of a man saying hello. So you can totally do it online. It does. I don't know. It all works the same, but again, being able to open and close, I found when I did the scrying was a little different. But the scrying mirror was different for me on my own. But
I can tell you, even online, and it wasn't a seance, but in my old home, the previous network I was on, because we didn't live anywhere near one another, we used to get together online and have a few beverages, and kind of like you'd go out and get together with your friends. And one night, there was a lot of activity, and I was in the most active part of my home at the time because that's where my computer was. Unfortunately, that's where it happened to be. And I said, you guys are all working in the paranormal. You're all paranormal investigators. So we had 4 different people on different coasts and parts between the US and Canada. And so I would ask a question, and their minds were blown. Every one of them got the same answer, even though one was using like a spirit box, one was using an ovulus. But it's kind of cool the way spirit works sometimes, right? So you can do online. Mm-hmm.
And you're tapped into the collective consciousness. Like people have this misconception that you need to be in front of somebody in person and able to connect, and that's not true.
Hi, Vet Girl.
Hi, Vet Girl 84. And Sherry Stubbs, thank you so very much. Yeah. So I appreciate that. The online seances with you are awesome. Thank you, Sherry. And I know it's, everything shifts and changes, and I've really been wanting to do one on the porch group again. And we'll get there eventually. I will get it on the calendar, and we will.
Not enough hours in the day already, right? Trying to fit everything in. So it'll get there.
Mm-hmm. And I love, what started the seances for me was reading the book about Houdini and Marjorie Crandon. That Marjorie was her like public name, but her name was Mina Crandon, and it's called The Witch of Lime Street, and it was about Mina Crandon working as a medium, and that really kickstarted the wanting to try, and it's really morphed over the last 10 years how I've offered them. Mm-hmm. And actually, Sherry, you came to the house and we did one live, right? Weren't you part of like the one from the porch group? I had folks come to the house and we did it live from the house.
While we're waiting for her to answer, hi, Greg Koss. He's here. He said, my Wednesday show is When Spirit Connect. We do double and single Estes sessions via StreamYard across country.
Oh, that's
pretty cool. Thank you for sharing that. Mm-hmm. Contessa is reading that now.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. Mm-hmm. It's very well researched. Yes, for your birthday.
Oh, so awesome. So awesome. Love it. So, yeah, online would be fun. Who knows? You never know, you guys. If you guys wanted it, maybe there's something we could even try live for one of our shows. Right? We've got the time booked out. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but we could do that sometime if that's something you guys wanted to do. We do this show for you guys. Like I say to Kerrilynn, you can ask her before every show. I say, let's just go have fun.
That's right.
So Sherry's also adding in person is just off the
Thank you.
charts. Mhm. Yeah, we could do the Estes method. There's lots of different things we could do. So if that's something you guys like, I know most of you were piling in, you might have missed it, but actually Contessa suggested that we talk, she said would might be something maybe you guys might want to talk about. Like she sent a really interesting video. And I said, well, you might see it tonight or sometime in the next couple of weeks. So if there's ideas for shows that you guys want us to do or talk about, please let us know. kerrilynnsporch at gmail.com. You can submit your spooky stories or strangeness. High strangeness doesn't have to do with what we're doing. We like to share stories, but we do these shows for you guys too. So if there's something you want to see, and Mary Jane says the seance sessions at your house, Kerrilynn, are amazing.
Thank you.
And she said she would love to do one online too. Mm-hmm.
I think so
Sure.
too. I
Could
think
be
so
something
too.
to do. Mm-hmm.
And we do it, everybody's got a different reason, right? Everybody's got a different intention. And back then, I think a lot for many people it was about hope and needing to know what was next, right? Like that is their survival after it. Is there something beyond death? And I think that played a big part in how it got going, right?
Well,
Or
plus
the momentum of it.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say it's terrifying for a lot of people because if you think there's nothing past this lifetime or what's going to happen or when we lose a loved one, and if you don't believe in the afterlife, it can be a scary thing. And like you said, there was a lot of mortality during that period of time.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to give people that hope or to be able to say that goodbye that they weren't able to say, especially people going off to war. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when there's no closure. Well, there's no such thing as closure. I don't think there's closure, but without that connection, and some of those people never came back, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you had the cool idea about the movies. You also came up with some great did you know facts. So do you want to share them or did you want to go somewhere else with it?
Oh, do you want to keep going with some of the did you know facts?
Oh, sure. Okay. So these are ones that Kerrilynn found, and sometimes one of us does more, and the other one. Well, I got to give a huge shout out to Kerrilynn because she helped me out huge this week. So thank you. And
Well,
she's
you did last week, right?
that's
So
okay. That's
it's why
okay.
we partner up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. So one of the did you know facts. So I'll go back to sitting again. It says, did you know seance literally means sitting in French, meaning like a sitting, a meeting group. And it says it originally referred to a seated session. Later it became shorthand for a spirit communication sitting. Another fact is, did you know the classic seance table wasn't always a table? Early circles used everything from small, I'm going to screw this word up, guerriillon, it sounds like tables, to simple parlor chairs, and sometimes no furniture at all, just hands joined in a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's anything from knocking to trance channeling, so the voice coming through and knocking on the walls, or dimming down the space and having the candles flicker, or candle spinners. There was lots of different things that they would
I don't
do.
know what a candle spinner is.
So you have your small tea light candle, and
Yep,
then above it,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
I
yeah,
had one with cherubs that used to go with the
nice.
heat of the candle. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
And
And you can use just a flame even and get
mhm.
the flames to move. So I tend to start with the candles, or a candle spinner or a candle flame is where I tend to start with. Um,
I love it. I was just going to add. So Greg says, I have people all over and we know them all very well. And the sessions they do are open and close with St. Michael and St. Benedict prayers. So that's something that works for your group, right? So, and
yeah.
Contessa was wondering if during the pandemic, if mediums were very busy. I assume yes.
So I don't think there's a time when I'm not busy.
Hmm.
And pandemic was a little different,
Hmm.
but yes, very busy.
It's busy too, but people also financially too. Like yes, I was busy as well during the pandemic, but also a lot of people weren't working too, right? So, but I don't think it's ever not busy. That's right, absolutely. Like I didn't notice. We're just always busy, is what I'm going to say. And then Contessa says, and they used to do automatic writing during seances too. So
Yeah, and the cabinets, like I always talk about it like having a Tim Hortons on every corner here in Canada. We have Tim Hortons
yeah,
on every corner. So when that kicked off, that time period, everybody had to one up the next one to draw people in and to be busy. So changing what they would offer, right? And then the debunkers creating different ways of testing the mediums also pushed how they were offering services as well too.
so Greg is asking, have you done voice channeling long, Kerrilynn?
So trans channeling, I have control issues.
I'm going to be honest. I can automatic write, no problem, do stuff like that. But especially with my home where I was, like, I just haven't felt comfortable exploring that potential to do trans channeling myself. So, plus, like, again, right, you said I've seen people, I'm not saying you, but other people too, like, you should have a buddy in case you get really far in. Like, there's lots of other things that
Yeah.
going.
So I have done that, and
Mhm,
it's happened involuntarily, and I
mhm,
know that my guides allowed that to happen because it's something that they have been trying to push me towards doing more of,
mhm.
and I have dragged my heels the entire time, and each time I've done it, frightened the bejesus out of me at the time, and folks don't care. Like I had to drive home the one time. I had to drive home like an hour and a half after I was done, and they wanted me to keep going, and I was like,
That
"What the
takes so
heck?"
much energy
It's
too.
crazy.
Oh my God.
It's
Yes.
crazy.
So, Sherry's adding during the pandemic, you showed everyone that online was possible.
Yeah, we did a lot, and it was I wasn't charging anybody anything to do it. We was just like, let's hang out and see what happens, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, online. I've had people where I live locally because most of my clients, I have a few local, but most are from all over, just anybody that finds you and wants to work with you, right? But I had some people locally really give me a hard time because I wasn't either letting people come to my home or having a physical office. So it involved like a conversation, tapping into universal consciousness. Even science is starting to catch up with this. We don't need to be physically in front of one another, right? We
That's
don't
right.
have to. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I was grateful actually that I was able to make those changes
I
during the
didn't
pandemic.
know you then. I trying to remember. You've been here on the network 3 years.
It'll be 3 years in the spring.
Yeah, that's when I met you, like right when you came. You guys, and I'm gonna spill the beans. I do a little bit of producing behind the scenes if someone needs help. Usually that's Michelle DeRoche or Joe Montaldo do that. And from the first time I met Kerrilynn, I will never forget this. She came on before the show and you go, "Hi," and I just heard this voice say, "We're gonna be friends." It was so weird. I've never had that experience before.
Here
Um,
we are.
and here we are.
Yeah.
So do you want to share Contessa's thing that she's saying?
Tessa is saying that happened to mom a lot. She was told that she was meant to do this work, but she never wanted to do it. She saw spirits all her life, and some would some would jump. Oh, that's what we
Mhm.
called it. I know what you mean by that. I had I had one very not nice experience for sure, like that. And it's so funny about seeing them too. Like I'm seeing them more than what I normally do lately. And getting ready for the podcast, I had to I was running to the kitchen and I was like to double take, and there was like somebody standing in the dining room tonight. And I'm like, I don't have time for you. Like, you need to.
That's weird because I have noticed this I haven't said this to you over the last couple of months. Like, I swear to God, like I've been seeing people out of the corner of my eyes, and I'm going, have I noticed? Like, it's weird. It's so weird. It's got to be with what's
I
energetic.
just think there's no veil. I really think that there's no veil, and energies, and we're coming up to the full moon on Sunday. So
Plus, I've been in my house alone, except for my dog and cats, right, for almost 2 months. And that was the weird, freaky part about it. I knew there was nobody else in the house. It didn't scare me. It just kind of startles you when you know you're the only one there. You swear to God, you just seen someone walk by. Oh, thank you, Greg. Yes, he's home. Yes, Dell is home. He's doing better. And thank you very, very much for that. Now, Carrie's sharing. That reminds me of Oda Mae. Oh, yes, from Ghost. Oda Mae getting spirits jumping in on her in the movie Ghost. And then, oh, hang on. You guys are posting quick here. We got a question, and then I see something else here. So hang on. Question, Kerrilynn. So you had a gut feeling this would happen with you and Lorilei.
Oh, so I think Lorilei knew that, like you had the gut feeling.
It was me.
And then we knew that a show would eventually happen.
Oh, yeah, we knew that for a long, long time. But so just to be a little bit more clear. So the first time she said hi, I've never had that happen with a person. I literally heard, if it's spirit, my higher self, oh my goodness, we're going to be friends. Like, it just came through that quick. It was so cool. And here we are. But we knew we've been talking about doing a show for a long time together. So thank you for asking about that. And look who's here. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, James. Folks in the chat, please make sure you say happy birthday to James.
Yes.
So good evening, ladies. Better late than never, they say.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you. Caitlin Berger says, same here. I have been having this the last 4 months or so too.
And it's having the boundaries in whatever way works for you, right? If you want to engage or not engage, or you make a date with them, hey, Saturday morning we'll hang out, but we don't have time right now.
Yeah. I didn't have the time or the energy to deal with it right now, but that's cool. Everybody's wishing you a happy birthday. I see Jade Angelina Rose in the chat.
Oh, hi, Jade.
Hi. I just saw another comment here. Oh, so Carrie says, yeah, I want to watch Ghost now. Whoopi Goldberg was good in that one.
She was very good in that.
I'm not a crybaby, but I cry in that movie. That one and 7 Pounds with Will Smith. I will just be a blubbering mess by the end of that movie.
I haven't watched that one. I'll have to look for it.
Oh, okay, but I'm going to tell you, it has to do with life and death and guilty conscience. And I'm telling you, if you have a dry eye, I don't know how you can't. And I've watched that movie several times. I am telling you, it's just such a touching movie about being selfless. And yeah, it's a interesting movie to say the least. So everybody's wishing James happy birthday. He says, thank you for all the oops, hang on. I'm going by quick here. Hang on. He says, thank you for all the birthday wishes. And oh God, I see you guys are commenting. We love it, but hang on. Lauren Gilhula is saying 7 Pounds is a tearjerker. Eyeball too. And Julie's saying great movies. So lots of you. No, it's not Kerrilynn's birthday, Greg. It's James's birthday in the chat. So good thing to ask. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Misha's saying my friends that were taken when I was 20, she loved that movie. Every time I hear that song, I think of her and them. And I'm guessing that's the movie Ghost, Mish. Unchained Melody. Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful song and beautiful movie. So there's some more Did You Knows. You want to take a turn at them, or you want me to keep going, or what do you want to do there, girl?
I was just scrolling down through it now.
Okay.
I'm trying to see where
we're at. Did you know table turning went viral? I think it's the third one in your Did You Knows. Right at the top.
Mm. I thought you went further than that, but
No, I didn't. But you pick whatever
oh.
one you want. Go ahead. You have
So
some great.
table so it's always interesting that they call it table turning. So I always thought it was table tipping.
Yeah.
But and that's how I still with the table tipping. So did you know table turning went viral before the word viral existed? In the mid 1800s, turning tables became a huge social craze, part spiritual experiment, part party trick, and part religious panic. And table tipping is huge. When I do table tipping with folks, they all freak out. We've done it at the Lake Superior Paracon both
Mhm.
years. I do it here at the house. And if you guys follow Snipe at all, Ghost Hunters on the Grand River. So this Snipe guys, Trevor Thomas made me a new table tipping table. It was just so
It's
lovely.
beautiful.
And it's what's interesting about it. Trevor really thought about it from an investigator's point of view as well too, or with an investigator's lens. And it's heavy. It's not even like a light table. It's got a bar across the bottom for
Yeah.
it to be stabilized, and has different levels. So it's up higher, which is great. We don't get sore backs anymore with the table that I used to have.
Good.
And he just wanted the table to lift. And so we've brought it on an investigation. I've used it at the house, and we get it spinning, and the one end will start to lift or kind of levitate, I guess is the word I want
Can
to
you
use.
explain maybe a little bit? Because I know I asked you, I'd heard of it, and I've since seen videos on it and stuff. So there's two questions, but the first one, it's more of a comment, but it's from Mish. She said, maybe table tipping and table turning is a directional thing. Like I could see the table spinning, but that's not what you do. If you want to explain how it works, if that's okay, Kerrilynn.
Yeah. So what they would do is get everyone to put their hands on the table. So I do the same thing, hands on the table, and you're just trying to. I always get people. I don't know what they did back then, but I get people to state their intention out loud. That spirit is allowed to use our energy or not allowed, or if they're allowed to touch us or not allowed to touch us, and to if we have to, but laughing and the party vibe raises that vibration in the space, right? And it's easier for them to, in spirit, to come through. So putting your hands on the table and using your energy that way. I have it on video as well too. I don't see the people that were here for that one in the chat at the moment, but you could ask them to knock or rap on the table, and sometimes I'll come off the table so people can see that it's them. It's not me. But I mean, originally they would sit at the table and it would just rock back and forth for a yes or no, tilt one way or tilt the other.
Mhm.
And then it will spin or walk or move. So
You're reading my mind because I was just waiting because you told me about the first year and at the Thunder Bay Paracon. That table was walking, you said, by the end of the night, didn't it? It went over to who you were connecting with, if I remember correctly. Or am I
yeah, it
wrong?
was super crazy. So we asked if the spirit at the museum, if they had a personal article that was in a showcase or in, somewhere else on that floor, and if they could walk the table out to where it was.
Yeah.
So we had gotten this person's name prior, and then the table walked out and it stopped at a booth where there was a hat
Yeah.
that belonged to him. And what was interesting was Snipe was in the basement investigating, and through doing the Estes method, they were getting the same name as we were getting on that floor.
Yeah, it was, I didn't see it, but I heard about it. I went, wow.
Yeah.
So now Contessa asked a good question. Even Mish is saying good question. So what the question is there truth when in a seance that you cannot break the circle holding hands or get up from the table? I know what the answer is, but go ahead, Kerrilynn.
Oh my God. I get up and I am so squirrel on Red Bull and ADHD. I am up and down and trying
Yeah.
to shut other equipment off and move
Yeah.
things around. So it's really like letting go of the preconceived ideas and know that it's about your intention. And you do, like, we've had things go sideways, so you have to adjust, and that's where it's making sure you have someone that is confident in being able to hold the space properly.
But it's a good question because, yeah, I remember that as a little kid because I can't remember, but I think we tried at least one all at sleepovers, right? Like somebody mentioned Bloody Mary or whatever. And that was the big thing as little kids. We can't break the circle. I remember holding.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is that you are collectively building that energy up, so that's part of it. And I don't always want to be touching people I don't really freaking know.
I agree. That's
Sorry,
why I
folks.
don't have people to
But I
my.
love people. I just don't need to be touching you.
Actually, that's when I brought up about I got flack about not letting people come to my home. I thought, you know what? I have enough paranormal activity. I don't need other. And sometimes people don't know if they've got a little tag along, right? So I just thought, no, online's good.
Well, yeah, you know what? I never worried about people having attachments or tag-alongs for sure, but I didn't have the same
I
experiences
had
either.
weird stuff. Like now I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'd be okay with it. But the other house, no. And I was worried what would happen to people, especially if they came to my house. Because there's a guy that was fixing the heating vent. I have pictures of him, and he must have thought I was the worst old lady. He was like in his 20s, and I'm sitting there, and I said to Dell, I go, should I sit down there with him? Like, what if something happens? He was in the most active part of the house having to fix my furnace. And I have pictures. He's in the furnace, and you can see this black mist going across the top. So I'm chit-chatting. This guy's probably thinking I'm some cougar trying to pick him up because I couldn't say to him, dude, I'm staying down here just in case anything paranormal happens. Right? Just like,
Wow. I
mhm.
think for us, it was the kids not wanting to be asked, "Do you have your mom's gift?"
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when people were coming in and out,
Yeah.
it was really hard too. So, now that they're older and gone, it's having the seances at the house. I'm comfortable with. I don't do sessions in person
Hmm.
at home anymore.
I hear you. So, but
It's
that
just
was
good
good.
boundaries for me.
Oh, so Michelle says she feels like a friend brought some bad energy here. Well, that can
Mm.
happen. Energy's everywhere. Like exactly, you had mentioned about the person that had had the bad experience. They had bought a dream catcher at a craft fair, and so they said, "I'll never buy anything at a craft fair." This was a different show a couple of years back, and but you know what? Everything that we touch, right? If you buy it in the store, lots of other people have touched it. Doesn't mean
That's right.
that so it could happen anywhere. Just a lot of good intention can be in the things that you buy too. Get a happy, loving person touching your stuff, putting it out in the shelves. It's energy, right? Hmm. Yeah. So that's the cool part about it. I'm glad you explained about the table tipping because I asked you, I go, okay, so what is table tipping? I had heard it many times and you explained it so beautifully.
Well, and it's like a workout, honestly. Like
Lots
when it's spinning and you're moving, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I don't
And
think people understand with the work that we do it, and if you work in, and I don't want to make that sound elitist, so please don't think I'm coming across that way, but it really does take a lot of energy, right, to hold that space and hold that connection and
Mhm.
do that kind of work. And so, and even though you're not physically necessarily doing something, sometimes it feels like you've run 100 miles, doesn't it, after you've had a pretty
Mhm.
heavy, say, experience or
Well, at the we'll use this year in particular at the Thunder Bay Paracon because, not shading on all the investigators at all, but they get to ask questions and stand in and tap in. Carrie, or Kerrilynn, sorry, Kerrilynn Carrie, is able to tap in and have her equipment, and the guys all had their equipments and stuff like that. And here's me on the floor, and we have like four groups of 10, and we're there for hours, and I'm spinning in a circle with each group, table tipping and walking and moving and spinning in this
yeah,
circle, and I get motion sickness. And
yeah.
they get to do this stuff. So at the end of the night, they're all perky and excited, and my eyes are bloodshot. I feel like I've got vertigo, and I'm
Where's the snacks?
I'm like energetically wonked
Yes.
out.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm just sitting drooly in the corner, and
Yeah.
everybody else is like super excited. They're like tapping my shoulder, like,
And you're like, I just need a snack and I want to go to bed.
gosh. I don't think I can. I mean, but I love it. I love it, and I love watching people have the experience,
Mhm.
especially if it's a new experience. So we would do the spirit board, which is the same as the Ouija board. I just call it a spirit board, so it's less in your face for people who are. Um, but I think
Instagram.
that's a thing that I've seen too at the house, doing the seances, is people being more open-minded to trying the spirit board. Even at the Paracon, they were more open to trying the spirit board and
Sure.
having a different experience, right?
Yes. So that's all it is. And again, I know that, there's a lot of movies out there, but remember, like I say, if you have somebody like yourself, and again, I'm comfortable around we'll call it a spirit board. I've heard it called a talking board, all kinds of
Yeah.
things, right? But you have to know, like, your intention. You have like there's a process just with anything that you do, right? You always sort of need to. I always say a little bit of knowledge is dangerous. So if you're not really sure about it, it doesn't have to even be spiritual. Connect with someone that's comfortable with that and can teach you the proper way to utilize whatever tool it is, whether it's what can we think of the word now, chainsaw, for example. Read the instructions, right? Or where it doesn't have to like that, but have someone show you that knows what they're doing and make your experience more positive about. I'm back. Did I cut off? Did I
Mm-hmm.
cut off on you? Sorry, my Instagram is. I'm just setting it up, guys. It does this. Cuts off. So give me a sec here, Kerrilynn, if you can hear me. Hang on, public. I'll be done back in 2 seconds here.
Do
Go
you want
ahead.
me to do station ID? Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry, I'm trying to set Instagram back up. So go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. If you're just joining us now, thank you so much for being here. You are listening to Beneath the Hollow Moon, where the folklore burns slow and the strange never fades. I'm your host, Kerrilynn Shellhorn, and I'm here with my partner in high-strangeness, Lorilei Potvin. We are your hosts here. We are with the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. If you are interested in finding out more about the hosts and shows, there's always new shows joining the network. You can head to uprntalkradio.com. There's thousands of shows in the archives. There's the website is shifting and changing and getting zhuzhed up with potentially a chat room and merch store, all of that good stuff. We'd like to thank Joe Montaldo, our network owner, and Michelle DeRoche, our station network manager, for all the work and the things that they do for us to keep things going the way that they do. We appreciate both of them.
Very nice.
We also, Lorilei, and I invite you to send in your paranormal or high strangeness stories. You can message either one of us on our socials, or you can email it to kerrilynnsporch@gmail.com. We had a little bit of a hiatus. We had some things going on, and we're getting back at it. So we would love to share your story. If you would like to share it, we can share it on the show. We would like to highlight your show. It can be anonymous. You don't have to, share your name if you don't want to, but please send in your stories. And it doesn't have to be show related or topic related.
Absolutely. Awesome. You did a great job. Thank you. Because you guys, I don't know why it does it. If I switched over to set Instagram up, that's why I was kind of buffering. So Instagram keeps doing this now. It's about an hour and about 10 minutes, and then it'll flash red. We're not live anymore. So Contessa's asking a great question. She says, do people that have passed on travel to other dimensions? Is it easier for them to do that than come visit ours?
I would say yes, and
Yes.
easier for them to do that than come visit ours. So I don't think there's a difference.
No, I agree 100%. Yep. because you got to remember you don't have a body. And I always try and explain this when I'm, say teaching or what have you, that we're here to have a human experience, right? So we tend to look at things with our human eyes, but you're looking at things from obviously a different place, but also with soul or spiritual eyes. So I don't think you're limited in any way, shape, or form. And that's just my belief. Other people could feel differently. That I think you could pretty well do or go wherever you wanted to if you really had the desire, don't you? On the other side.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it's a different frequency, and we're tapping into different dimensions when we shift our frequency when we're in meditation or we go into
Mhm.
those non-thinking modes. So we are astral traveling, or
Mhm.
even we're doing that as well too.
Yes. Yes, we are. Definitely. Do you want to? You've got such cool did you knows here. Have you got a? Should we maybe want to do the one about ectoplasma? Or I can never
Yeah,
say.
I think ectoplasm is a great place to go to next. Like honestly, spiritualism and that whole time period with seances started our modern day paranormal investigation tools and spirit photography. All the things that we do now came from that time period.
Hmm. So the did you know you had is did you know the quote unquote ectoplasm era was a whole chapter of seance history. Early 1900s physical mediumship circles claimed materialized substances. Many famous cases were later exposed as gauze, paper, or other props though believers still debate a few. And we actually found an interesting video that a
Do you want to play
photographer,
it?
yeah, that created what the ectoplasm. Then there's a funny one I have that I might play about this girl talking about where the ectoplasm would come from during this spiritual. Um,
Well, so that was a thing, and it was with Mina Crandon
mhm,
and with Houdini. Yes, it was. It was so contested. It was fake. Yeah, most of it was fake. A lot of it was fake for sure. But then, there are things like I know that we've talked about it before, like with Sixth Sense,
mhm.
when the little boy sees that cold, like with movies, they make it look cold, and then you know that there's a shift in the room. So it's not necessarily that that is a spirit, but the energy has shifted where it's cold, and that has literally happened for me, and my kids have witnessed that. So it's not ectoplasm, but a shift.
I'm gonna have to. I will help you set this up, but if I play it, I've got Instagram open already, and it is muted so that we don't get a double sound. So can I send you this and get you? I'll help you play it if you want. But I just realized there's no way I'm gonna be able to play it because I have Instagram.
Oh,
Instagram already. It's already muted so that we can play it while we're live. I can help you. I'm sorry, I could help you set it up if you want, but I just sent it to you on Messenger if you can get it. If not, I'll
okay.
download.
That's okay. I'm looking for it.
I just sent it. Hopefully, it came through for you. Let's see, did it go through? Yeah, I just sent it if you got it. If not, I'll download it. Give me a sec here. Maybe I'll do while you're grabbing that, I'll do another did you know if you want. Is that okay, Kerrilynn?
Sure. It's just taking a while for it all to load, right? StreamYard
Okay. Yeah, it's
is
slow.
just making.
So it
Mhm.
says, did you know seances weren't only about talking to the dead? Sometimes they were about healing, guidance, or proof of survival, depending on the tradition. It says in bracket, spiritualist churches, private circles, physical research groups. And then it says the goal would be comfort, evidence, moral teaching, or direct messages, not just spooky contact. So, and we haven't even talked about the skull experiments because I think that was one of the longest seance type experience with mediums and other people coming in over in the UK. I believe it ran from 1993 to 1998. So, if we get time, we can pull some of that up. If not, it could be, we could probably do a whole show on that. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's SCOLE. There's a documentary out there. It's pretty mind blowing what happened during those 5 years. And then they claimed that the contact cut off after 1998. They said they were getting negative forces. The spirits were saying this supposedly. I don't know, but you can use your own mind to make your minds up. But I'm telling you, there's some pretty compelling evidence that they collected. So, did it download yet?
Sorry, hang on a second. It's
If it
just
I'll
super
do. Well, give me a
slow.
minute. If you want to read it, did you know? I'll download it. Give me 1 sec here, and I'll do that. Sorry, I should have done this ahead of
No,
time, guys.
I have it open.
Okay. I just try not
I
to
do
make
have
it
it open. It's just
Go ahead.
we'll see if we can do it.
Okay.
I was just trying to move it out of the way.
I just realized when I had it, I went, oh crap, I don't think I can play this because I got Instagram muted to have it over there. I need a new phone. That's why I don't download everything ahead of time now, but I'm getting one. So
let's see if
because
we can make it work.
It's kind of cool the way this girl recreated things. I'm going to download it. Just
here's some behind the scenes.
No, we don't want to hear that right now. Oh, good. I can download it, Kerrilynn. It'll take me 2 seconds to do.
All right.
Won't give me the audio, but you'll get to see the pictures. Then it's not going to give me the audio. Somebody doesn't want to hear it. Sorry, did you say something, hun? I don't know. Oh, there it is. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Good job. Thank you for doing this.
Welcome.
The other ones will work. This one was on Instagram. No, I should have thought about that.
Do you want to bring it up? I'm just not sure if I can.
Yeah, I'll do it. No problem.
Do we have to let it play on its own?
You might have to hit play though. Let me see if I can play it. Yeah, it's not gonna let me play it. So you'll
very
have to
still and keep her mouth open.
So
for the rest of the exposure.
I don't know how to make it move forward.
Just let it play. I know it does it with TikTok and Instagram. You can't make it go forward or backwards. It won't do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Look how cool is that, though?
It is. If you hit that little dot on the right-hand side, if you push it up, it'll give you the volume. Yeah, you go back to where...
I realize, but do you want to listen to it? Like, we're letting it play again, right? So.
Oh, that's right. Don't mind me, guys. I'm a little slow.
Of me having an ectoplasm tintype done. This is up in Rochester, New York, with Mark Osterman. And here's the finished tintype. And these are some earlier vintage ones. And if anyone's been to our studio, then you've met Clara. We had to make her have some ectoplasm. So the process is the sitter is going to hold the cloth in their mouth. And this was about 6 seconds. And then we're just going to move around the cloth a little bit. And then after that, we remove it. And the important thing is that she has to sit very still and keep her mouth open for the rest of the exposure, which was about 10 seconds. And we have a head brace that helps. And now here's the best part. Symbolically, ectoplasm was thought to be a bridge between the living and the dead, a manifestation of spirit energy. And even though the next picture didn't come out that great, the last one here, there's something that I really love about it. It's just extra creepy. Here's some behind the scenes of me having an ectoplasm.
So so you guys got to see, they recreated some of the pictures of the ectoplasm and things like that. And it's kind of cool how she shows how it would. Thanks for doing that, Kerrilynn. And it shows how they recreated these kind of things even back in the day. And Jade Angelina Rose is going, OMG, that's creepy. Hmm. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say at the Ireland house, that's when I learned why they look so serious back then, those photos, because the exposure took so long. They had to sit very still. So it was easier for them to keep that,
Flat affect, the flat
yeah.
affect with those file. The
Mm-hmm.
creepiest thing for me was to find out that, especially like you said, there was a lot of child mortality back then, and people, especially if you had some money, would have pictures taken with their dead loved one.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those pictures were just mind-blowing, and yet nowadays I don't think any of us would ever want or think to do that. So it's intriguing that that was kind of something they did back then.
Now, there are people that say or claim that the ectoplasm was very real. Now, I have seen modern day pictures of ectoplasm, but not coming from someone, but
I
in a
witnessed it.
space, in a space where a spirit, intense spirit was at.
I've seen it, and it was the only thing I didn't take a picture of, and I still remember, this is probably 10 years ago, with my partner, Dell, but it was black, and I had never seen something like that in all the years, even as a nurse, coming out of a human being. And, I remember when I was cleaning it up after, I was going, "I should take a picture," and then I really seriously thought, "Lord, this is going too far. Now I wish I would have taken a picture,"
Mm.
because it was very dark and it looked like ultrasound gel. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it wasn't a human fluid. Like, this was something coming out of him. Strangest thing ever. Hmm. So I think ectoplasm is real, and I think it can happen. I believe that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I just know, when we're talking about seances and that time period, there was, unfortunately, where there were mediums that were very good mediums,
Sure.
or where there was potentially real experiences happening. There's not enough data or historical information or records about those. So we have more of the charlatan stuff than we do, factual things that were real.
So Contessa says, what is it? A leftover residue of the spirit?
I believe so.
Yeah, I do too. And again, I don't know why it was dark with what I physically experienced, but we had a lot of dark paranormal activity in our home. I've had people theorize, was it something trying to enter into Dell? I don't know, but it was. I remember it like it was yesterday. So I've never seen it white, but I've heard from other people, haven't you, that it's not always white. Like, there can be other colors as well.
What I saw was black. So I'm going to reach out to the person who I know it was in their home and took the photo, and see if they'll allow me to show you guys.
Okay. So you said it was black that you
Yeah.
experienced? Yeah, me too. That it was black. It was never white. Hmm.
Yeah, but it's
So,
not my photo. But I know the person,
mhm,
and that it did happen to, and I'll ask them if
mhm.
they'll let us show that.
No, I remember thinking when I was cleaning up, I need to take a picture. And then I thought, oh God, Laura, you're going too far. And now I'm kicking myself that I didn't. But obviously I didn't. So, do you want to talk about some of the movies? Like, I didn't even think of that. That was such a great idea that you had thought of that, Kerrilynn, about the
Yeah,
movies.
we can talk about the movies.
Hmm.
Let me move down to that.
We got White House involvement. We got all kinds of stuff with seances, guys. But I thought the movies were great. That was a great idea.
So The Changeling from 1980, a classic haunted house mystery where a seance is used to identify and communicate with the spirit, pushing the investigation forward. I have never watched The Changeling. Has anybody in the chat watched The Changeling?
Mm. No, I've never seen it.
Yeah. And I know that you're not much for those kind of movies.
I'm just a big chicken. Actually, you know what I did forget to send you? And you guys all, I'm going to mention it. It's not quite seance, but somebody was asking, they were pregnant. And I've seen this. This picture went viral before AI. They were worried about their child they were pregnant with, and they were quite religious and asked for the hand of God to always be protecting their child. They went for an ultrasound. This is from their ultrasound, like the 4D ultrasound. There's a picture of their baby, and it flashed just for a second in the video, and there's a hand over top the baby's head. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it went viral a few years ago. I remember it was before AI and it came up again. Sorry, as I was scrolling through here looking. Squirrel brain, guys, sorry. So you saw it, sorry, to get back to what we were talking about, squirrel brain, sorry. So you watched it, Contessa, you said it's a great movie? Anybody else? I looked up songs too, Mish, about seances. And Marjorie A.J. Constable says, I'm a big chicken, don't like creepy movies. Yeah, I don't either.
I like them.
I know you do.
I like them. So number 2 is Hereditary from 2018. I didn't enjoy that one, to be honest.
No, what was it about?
Family performs a seance to reach their deceased child, and it becomes the major catalyst for what follows.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh, okay.
Do you want to continue?
I'm looking for it right now. Give me a sec. I'll be 2
It's at
seconds.
the very end.
Okay, give me a sec here. I know I sent you. That's what I was looking for and why I got distracted, because I was looking for this. So hang on. So we have.
It was a freaky movie, Contessa. I agree.
Okay, so Ouija, Origin of Evil from 2016. A widow running a phony seance business brings a Ouija board into the act, triggering possession and escalating hauntings. Oh, that's creepy.
So I liked this movie, and whoever they consulted with for that, I'd like to know. I think that there was aspects of it that were good. I kind of liked that one. Just wish, it wasn't always that the Ouija board is really bad.
Virginia Baird Armstrong says, I don't like them either. Too scary. You're just braver than I. I know Contessa has seen almost every movie you have too.
No, I don't think that I'm braver than you. I have other things that I get scared of. So has anybody watched the movie Fall?
The what?
Fall.
No, I haven't.
F-A-L-L, Fall. So it's about a rock climber. So this girl and her friend do this tower climb, and the whole movie is them up in this tower that they have gotten stuck in. And there's a twist and turn to all of that. But the dad the guy that plays Negan, the guy who plays the dad in Supernatural, he's in this movie as well.
Okay.
That movie, I was like this, my hands are sweaty. I had to stop it and walk away and come back because I am so scared of heights. Like we all have something.
Well, it's the same thing though, and I've mentioned it before, like when there's a suspenseful movie on, and I might have seen it how many times, I cannot sit and watch it or jump scares. Like I have to get up and walk around and move, and I got to be talking inside my head going, are you being ridiculous? Like, you know what's going to happen. The movie's not going to change, but it's just that build up, that anxious feeling, right?
Yeah. And then choosing to watch it when you can watch something that makes you laugh and redirect.
Yes. Yes, so I've seen some scary movies, but it wouldn't be my go-to. And Dell doesn't like them either, so we a good pair that way. So Contessa says it's always about the bad Ouija board. I agree. Plus, there's a lot of stories out there that come out too, right? So the other one that you mentioned was A Haunting in Venice from 2023. Poirot attends a seance specifically to expose a medium, and it's the event that launches the mystery.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now I kind of want to see it and see what happens, but I'm going to have to check out the scary factor. I'm gonna burn that into my brain, Penny Dreadful, because you've mentioned that so many times. I've seen your comments. I think Contessa mentioned it too. It was great. So I'm gonna have to watch it. Mm-hmm. So
it's just the seance scene is fabulous. It is intense and all of that. And I was like, yes. I want to creepy crawl across a table while trance channeling and lift and levitate.
Oh
no. Yes, I do. And Trevor made me a table I could probably park my arse on and not break. It may happen yet. As long as there's cameras rolling, we're good.
Yes, we're good. Okay.
It's always about get the evidence.
Always, yes. I just said to you, I'm regretting the evidence I didn't take a picture of, and I almost did it, and then I was talking myself out of it in my head. Yeah. So Contessa says Eva Green outdid herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It was brilliant. Okay. And they have her using tarot cards, and I don't know, Contessa, if you have those. So I have those as well too, like the Penny Dreadful cards.
Oh, do you? From the right from it. Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Well, the last one you mentioned was Drag Me to Hell from 2009. Features multiple seance-driven attempts to deal with a curse, including a key ritual meant to trap / banish the entity.
I liked that one, actually.
That one sounds like it'd be pretty scary. I don't know.
I liked it, though.
You liked it?
Yeah, I didn't mind.
I just, like I said, no, I don't think. Well, I don't know. I've been talked into watching. Like, I remember when the movie Paranormal Activity came out. And I think we got it even before it came to the theater with one of the apps we had. And I remember we were watching it in the old house and we're going, there's no way this is real. This so feels like, oh God, it just went blank. The Blair Witch thing. We both went, this feels like the Blair Witch. There is no way. So I remember we were looking it up because it was due to be released in a week or two. And we found out it wasn't real. And then they've released so many different versions of the first movie. But that was, I know it didn't have to do with seances, but creepy stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think with seances, there's that, I think that you had found the things not to do. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I can pull that up. Hang on. Let me go through my list here. Hang on. So we got that guy there. You'd mentioned about the White House with Abraham Lincoln and his wife. So hang on.
Mary Todd Lincoln. And actually the president before him. So I'm really sorry, folks, but if our American folks could chime in. So the president before Lincoln also had seances at the White House because they both lost sons. So their wives wanted that connection to their...
You can't blame them. So there's one about misconceptions. Now, I don't necessarily agree with everything this gentleman has to say, and I see how you feel, Kerrilynn, when you see it. Give me a second. Just going to get it to stop. Don't go. Stop. You stopping? Good. Okay. It's just same thing with TikTok, right? Like it'll come up and then it doesn't give you the little bar to go back and forth. So I can't say I agree with everything he has to say, but he made some interesting points. So hang on.
And people don't realize that President Lincoln was involved with all kinds of weird spiritualist stuff. Both him and his wife.
We didn't get to Houdini. We didn't get we could probably do a part 2 about this. Oh, Contessa said she didn't get the cards for Penny Dreadful. They were sold out. Okay, so these are some do's and don'ts. Hang on. We got the volume on. Okay.
Good idea for a TikTok. TikTok, what are things you don't want to do in a seance?
That's a great.
Yes, absolutely.
Drinking is probably on the list. Don't do it drunk.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally bring religious objects if I didn't know how to use them.
Sure.
That would be my number one thing. I was gonna actually
Right.
mention something about that. Basically, she said she was younger and all of that. I wonder if, like, personally, if I was gonna conduct a seance, I would not bring like a rosary or anything like that, because in my opinion, with me not being like a religious leader or super knowledgeable about that, you're basically taking that rosary, putting it at the end of the line, and throwing it into the veil, right? And something is going to. I feel like it is more of a lure than anything that'll be defensive, because you have to know how to use it to be defensive.
Right.
Across.
Generally, rosaries are great protection because they are basically talismans of faith, and if you know what you're doing. But if you're just like you grab a crucifix off the wall and try to use it, if your faith isn't there,
Sure.
if it's not a part of your faith or structure of your faith, it's really not going to do much.
I have a really good idea for a TikTok.
It wasn't that long, but
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry, you were going to say something?
So I mean, there's 2 points of view looking at that as well too, right?
I was
When
gonna say that.
they would do seances, when they would run seances, they would have lilies. A lot of time they would have flowers. So they have fresh flowers, usually lilies.
Mhm.
They would have trinkets, or they'd ask for a token from the loved one that they're trying to connect with, or a photograph if they were able to have one. They would open with a prayer and end it. And so, those things were important. So if the rosary was connected to the person that you're wanting to connect with, then have it. And following a structure that's based on your heritage and cultural background and belief system is super important as far as opening and what you want for protection is important for sure. Not drinking, I would say, don't drink,
100%.
imbibe in anything, because how are you going to
I think it opens your energy field up as well to things that you're not completely intact when you were drinking, right? Not mentally, physically, as well as I believe energetically. The parts I didn't agree with, and I'm sorry it wasn't super long. There's another video that there's misconceptions as well. Again, don't necessarily know I agree with everything this woman has to say, because to me, this seemed very fear-based about the religious articles. So I'm very glad that you added what you did, Kerrilynn, because if you're going to go in there expecting that it's going to be something horrible and negative, so grabbing a crucifix off the wall, or as Mish says, use my fingers in a cross, hiss, like, come on, right? Like, you're setting the intention. And I think if you have somebody that's well-versed, say as yourself, doing a seance, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed very fear-based, and I'm not being critical, but for me, I couldn't necessarily agree with the second part is what they were talking about with the religious items. But what are some more maybe do's and don'ts that you might suggest as well from having the experience of running seances, Kerrilynn?
For sure. I believe honoring the past. So honoring, where your ancestors are heritage. So understanding what your background is, so that you're inviting your ancestors to the table, your spirit guides to watch over and protect, and the people who are there. So setting that intention at the beginning, having music playing before. I tend to clear the space and have music playing and raise the frequency. If it feels like people are very holding their breath and making it really tight, then I make them clap their hands, rub their hands. We do Om if we got to. Sometimes we're having chocolate beforehand, or
the best chocolate. Keeps the dementors away, or energizes you.
I think educating people too, like what tools they had, and so just stating your intentions as well too. I get people to state their intention. You're giving them permission to touch you and use your energy or not, and then being clear that when we're done, that they're going back to light, and not staying, not stuck, not attaching, not going home with anyone. So all of those things are important.
Yeah,
and then closing it the same way, right?
I agree. And so, like I said, there's a medium as well that she said misconceptions about between the two of them, that they're, but I think it, like you say, if you are looking for that experience, to find someone, say, as yourself, or I don't do seances, but people that are well versed, and you have so much knowledge about this because you've, like, we didn't even get to some of your items. Do you maybe want to show people some of your items that you had pulled out? Like, to find someone knowledgeable, like Kerrilynn knows how to set the energy and the vibration and the boundaries and open the session and close the session. So, you find somebody that you're in good hands with, so that you do have, a positive
and be comfortable to ask questions. Like,
Yes.
ask all kinds of questions. What was your favorite meal? What was your favorite pie? Did you like ice cream? Did you get to have ice cream? You know, like, did you sing songs? Like, ask questions that are not emotionally charged. And sometimes you get more response with those kind of things. Is there someone that you miss? Is there like a bigger message? Like, just doesn't always have to be this, how did you die?
Yes. Or then you get the response if you're using a spirit box and it happens. I've heard people say, you're dead. And then the other person you're connecting with via the spirit box, no, you're dead. I've heard that many times back. And at that whole wheel going, am I or are they? Can you show them some of your tools? Because it's cool. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, this one is by the desk anyway. So when they talk about the horn or the trumpet, right? So a friend got this one for me, so I have it on the tables, and I bring it for the seances. And again, I don't use it, but they would claim that it was for projecting spirit voices, and it really wasn't. It didn't. It wasn't a megaphone for spirits.
Yeah,
it was charlatan stuff, and I haven't used this in a seance yet, but I have it. So yeah,
it's beautiful.
And then over, you can see it here. The scrying mirror is there. And the scrying, I think the scrying, I let people try the scrying here during
Can you
one
explain
seance.
it? Maybe there won't be people that'll know what that means. Like, most people that are here may, but other people that are listening or just sort of hanging out and listening. Can you explain what that is? I know what it is, but there'll be people that may not.
So you can scry in a black mirror, a regular mirror, in a bowl of water that's got like a black base underneath, or in water. You can scry with snow. You can scry in flames.
I was just about said at the same time as you, flames. Yeah.
Yeah, you can scry. So really, it is relaxing with your breath and allowing your frequency to raise and going into that non-thinking mode. Like, if you were looking at those posters where you have to relax your eyes so you can see the image in it. It's all pixelated, but then you can see the image. So that. Oh, yeah. You could add black ink to the water too, Contessa. Thank you.
And we have. Thank you. Yeah. And then one of our show, I think, was it our show or went yours? But the mirror, the scrying mirror, kind of came off the wall during a live show. Remember that?
Yeah. It popped right freaking off.
Yeah.
It was hanging sideways.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, no, not today, folks.
Nope. Gotta be prepared for it, though, right? Plus the energy that it takes to connect, right? Not just from us, but the other side as well. And so sometimes those kind of things can happen, right?
That's right. And having someone that does this work or does the seance, it does shift, not just from an educational standpoint or protection, but the hope is that they have done their personal healing and raised their vibrational levels. So it will help you guys raise your vibrational level to really allow that door to open for them to meet, because they're lowering their frequency to meet us partway.
Yes. Right? Yes, they are. So some other things I know like no alcohol as well, but and I know you're a big snack proponent, right? Because, it takes some energy, not necessarily I'm saying at the seance, but afterwards, making sure you're
Oh yeah.
hydrated, grounded, things like that too. If you're going to participate in a seance, right? That can always help too.
And being very fluid with your expectations. It does not have to be a super long. Messages are not going to be like a big burning bush with it's like this raw. Sometimes it's short and quick. Um, and then adjusting, if the candle's not working, then try knocking on the table or the wrapping. If that's not working, try a spirit board. If that's not working, try something else. Be open, because I have found sometimes they like the music box or they like the spirit board. So you just kind of roll with however they're wanting to connect as well too.
You have the rope lights too, don't you, that you use during a seance, if I remember, don't you? The lights that'll come up like the rope lights. Like
yeah. I have a lot of paranormal investigation equipment, a lot.
You sure do.
Even with that, like sometimes you have to shut all that stuff off and just have one, because they're using so many different things that you want just to funnel that energy into one thing. And we just shift and try all kinds of different stuff.
I'm thinking about your Ghostbuster car right now.
Yeah. It's right here, folks. I'll grab it fast.
Well, while she's grabbing it, Mitch, you said that your grandson, Kerrilynn will have this. She said her grandson, I guess, had a piece of cake in his hand. Hang on. Was eating a cake. He started being silly. It shot out of his hand like he threw it, but his hand didn't move. She says, my daughter saw it also, but she said they all giggled. So
that's funny.
That's funny. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, let's see the car. I'm envious. Car envy. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's just a proximity sensor, right? So, got the bells and whistles when the capacitance is the connection is made, and so it will shoot across the floor and light up and all that good stuff. And it's so fun. It's just fun. So it's GEC Paratech from the UK.
You have like fake cigarettes. You have a fake whiskey bottle, isn't it? You've got all kinds of things.
Yeah. But a lot of them are proximity sensors, and like a REM pod.
That could draw spirit in too, right?
Oh, for sure. And if it's relevant too, right? If it's age appropriate. So, I lent it to somebody who was doing investigations at an elementary school. So that was perfect. And, and that's another thing that I would say too, depending on the time period, what words you use will matter,
So Mish says, is there a blow-up marshmallow man in the trunk?
I wish there was.
We're almost out of time. We are. So who you having on tomorrow? You got an interesting special guest tomorrow on Spirit Switchboard.
Michelle DeRoche.
Yes.
Michelle DeRoche is coming on. And I'm honestly second guessing what I said I wanted to talk about. So I've been dragging my heels, getting it all set up. So I'm sure that she's, hello, what are we doing tomorrow? But we're going to have a paranormal high strangeness chat with Michelle DeRoche tomorrow.
Yeah, and you can never go wrong when you have Michelle on. There'll be lots to talk about. And then on Monday, your show 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow live, and the Angel Rock Monday night. Our friend, only guest we've had on so far in this show, I am having Tom Dongo back on. If you look up Bradshaw Ranch, his name's everywhere with it. He also is well versed in extraterrestrials, dogman, Bigfoot, high strangeness, and I can't wait to have him back on. You guys just adore him when he comes on. So that's who I'm having on. Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a great chat.
And it's going to be a great chat on your show tomorrow for sure. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. 6:10 tomorrow.
And speaking of Michelle DeRoche, she's coming up right after this, you guys. So stay tuned with the second night of the Outer Realm right up after us. So I hope you'll stay tuned. Mhm.
Do you want me to take us out?
Sure, please. Yes, you got it written down. I should write it down.
That's okay. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for your comments and questions. Thank you for being here. To all of our listeners, thank you to everybody who shouted out to Mom James and wished him a happy birthday. That was lovely for all of you guys to do that. Thank you to Joe Montaldo, our network owner, Michelle DeRoche, our station manager, network manager, coming up next with the Outer Realm. You have been listening to Beneath the Hollow Moon. I'm Kerrilynn Shellhorn with Lorilei Potvin, and you've been listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Please send your true tales of supernatural, high strangeness, and the unexplained to kerrilynnsporch at gmail.com or to Lorilei and myself through our socials. And whatever you do,
Don't
follow the whispers. See you next week, guys.
Yeah, love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll be back next Thursday and next week. So thank you.